Guts Blackpowder, released on January 31st, 2023, is a game on Roblox that takes place during the Napoleonic Wars, where players must defend themselves from the undead, using weapons like muskets and sabers. There are many unique classes to choose, and many zombie variants to go against. Players battle through many historical locations while completing objectives and holding out zombies, to hopefully reach somewhere that is safe from all this chaos.
En avant! Charge un boulet de canon! Vive la France!
There are 7 different classes to play with: the ranker, the officer, the seaman, the musician, the sapper, and then the surgeon, and finally the chaplain. The ranker. The ranker is what players are automatically using, equipped with a musket and saber. The musket is a very long-range weapon that can be used for precise attacks. The musket is also equipped with a bayonet, which can be used for high damage for single targets. The saber is the standard weapon for most classes, being very versatile, making it effective for all types of zombies. The officer. The officer is equipped with a pistol and officer's saber. The pistol is a short-range weapon, which is only really used for quick handling. The officer's saber is the same as the normal saber, except it has a special ability called charge. This charge ability has a meter that can be filled by attacking zombies. Once the meter is full, the officer can activate it to give themselves and nearby teammates a speed, damage, and swing rate boost for the melees. The seaman. The seaman is equipped with a blunderbuss and a saber. The blunderbuss is a mid-ranged weapon, which shoots a ton of pellets at a high spread. This makes the blunderbuss great for crowd control. The sapper. The sapper is equipped with an axe and hammer. The axe is a slow-swinging but deadly weapon that deals a lot of damage. The axe can also shove away zombies, which will temporarily stun them. The hammer is used to build 3 types of buildings to help defend players: barricades, stakes, and caltrops. The barricade is a strong wall that is used to hold out zombies. The stake is a weaker version of the barricade, which can do small bits of damage enough to kill weaker zombies. And the caltrop is used to slow down zombies. The musician. The musician is equipped with a fife and saber. The fife can be played by clicking on the beat to give a faster reloading speed to nearby teammates with firearms. The player playing the fife can also attract zombies, so it's best to stay at the back. The surgeon. The surgeon is equipped with medical supplies, a box of bandages, and a saber. The medical supplies is used to heal injured players, which has a supply meter that will reduce when healing teammates, but it can be gained back when killing zombies that have a chance of dropping supplies. The box of bandages can be placed when a player has a full supply meter. Once placed, it will use the whole supply meter and will have bandages inside that players can use to heal a small portion of their health. The chaplain. The chaplain is a class that is only obtainable through a badge called Soldier's Grace. You have to save 150 players being grabbed by shamblers, kill 75 runners pinning down players, heal 50 players, and complete the False Interment badge in order to get the class. The chaplain is equipped with a stake, crucifix, blessing, and mercy. The stake is a very weak and short-ranged weapon. The stake is mostly intended for self-defense, not being oppressive against zombies. The crucifix is a very strong item that has a special ability, which has a meter that regenerates passively. Once the meter is full, the player can hold out the crucifix and activate it to push away and stun all zombies except for the bomber until the ability ends. The blessing is used to remove the infection for players that have it before they turn into zombies. The blessing has a meter and can be only used 3 times before it has to recharge again. This class also has a special passive that prevents them gaining the infection that turns them into zombies. The item Mercy can be used on players that are fully infected. Once the item is used, all zombies will ignore the player and the chaplain, so the chaplain can safely kill the infected player so they won't become a zombie. Mercy killing a player also replenishes the crucifix and the blessing to 100% heat. The Shambler. The Shambler is a slow, weak, and close-ranged zombie. The Shambler attacks by trying to grab and claw players. When the Shambler grabs a player, they will enter a wrestle, which they won't take any damage from but will be stuck and not be able to use any weapons until the wrestle ends. If multiple Shamblers grab a player, they won't be able to escape and will constantly take damage and be given an infection until the player is dead or has been saved. The Runner. The Runner is a fast, weak, close-range zombie. The Runner attacks by trying to pin down players and attacking them. When the Runner pins down a player, they will be stuck and not be able to use any weapons. They will be constantly be bitten and be given an infection until the player is dead or has been saved. The Bomber is a slow, weak, mid-ranged zombie, being equipped with a torch and powder keg. The Bomber attacks by going near players or sapper buildings so it can self-detonate and explode. Players and buildings will take damage depending on how close they are from the explosion. The Zapper. The Zapper is a slow, close-range zombie, being equipped with an axe. The Zapper attacks by swinging its axe to inflict heavy amounts of damage. The Zapper also has a passive that will greatly reduce headshots. The Igniter. The Igniter is a slow, long-range zombie, being equipped with a lantern. The Igniter attacks by throwing a lantern, which will light up an area with fire to burn down players and buildings. If a player is caught in a fire, they'll fall and slowly burn to death unless a teammate can extinguish them. After the Igniter has thrown the lantern, they'll now behave as a Shambler, but only being able to claw players. The Cuirassier. The Cuirassier is a normal-paced, close-range zombie, being equipped with a cuirass and heavy saber. The Cuirassier can charge to skewer and face players in a duel by slashing or thrusting. When the Cuirassier is charging, it will reach high speeds towards any players in its path, trying to skewer them, which will deal high amounts of damage. The cuirass worn by the Cuirassier can resist a significant amount of damage from most sources. The Viral Runners and the Viral Zappers. The Viral Runner is an upgraded version of the normal runner, having more health and the ability to kill much faster. The Viral Runner cannot spawn naturally. Instead, any class except the Zapper has to be fully infected in order to become a Viral Runner. The Viral Zapper is an upgraded version of the normal Zapper, having an increased speed and swing rate. The Viral Zapper cannot spawn naturally. Instead, a Zapper has to be fully infected in order to become a Viral Zapper. Bubbles Shop. Bubble Shop is where you can buy different equipment and styles to use while playing your games. Over here is the equipment menu, where you can view all the purchasable items for each class. When clicking on the items, an info box will be displayed on the right, containing the basic stats and the summary of the item. Over here is the cosmetic menu, where players can buy regiments, blemishes, and UGC items using Robux to create new looks and styles. The game modes. There are 3 main game modes: Objective, Endless, and Holdout. Objective is where players will have to complete objectives while holding out zombies so they can progress further through the map to reach somewhere that is safe to win the game. Endless is where players will have to survive a continuous amount of waves filled with zombies that will slowly increase in difficulty for as long as possible. Holdout is where players will have to hold out an area while completing a series of tasks until they reach somewhere that is safe to win the game. Maps. All the maps are based off real historical locations, with each map having their own unique characteristics and challenges. There are 15 main maps in the game, 9 of them being objective, 4 of them being endless, and 2 of them being holdout. As of making this video, I don't have a lot of time to cover all the maps in the game, so instead, I'll just cover the most popular map, San Sebastian. Players will spawn in a fortress, which they'll have to leave by opening a gate to go on the path that will lead to a bunker. After going through the bunker, there will be a shed filled with explosives that players will need to explode in order to collect planks to place over a spike pit, so they can cross and continue through another path. At the end of the path, there will be a horde of runners that players will have to attack, which I was a bit late on, then they'll have to go down some stairs to do an objective. Players will use a crane lift to get explosives and a hay bale while holding out zombies to enter the city. Once players enter the city, they'll have to hold out more zombies to go through a building, reach the rooftops, and then go down a hole that will lead to a fortress by the coast. Right after the platform is lifted, Barry dies to a bomber which opens up a metal gate where a player has to sacrifice themselves for the other players to descend to escape on a boat that will arrive to rescue all the players from the zombies. Now I'm not sure what else to really add and I don't want to go really deep into the game, so instead I'll just end the video. Goodbye.